The message came through every communication system on Earth at the same time. It was written in perfect English, Chinese, Spanish, and 200 other languages. The Galactic Council wanted to meet humanity. Captain Jinwoo stood in the briefing room and read the message for the 5th time. He still could not believe it was real. Aliens existed. They had been watching Earth for years. Now they wanted Earth to join their council. But there was a test first. The Tricentennial Combat Trials, General Park said, pointing at the holographic display. Every 300 galactic cycles, the Council holds these games. Each species sends their best warriors. The winners get seats on the military command board. Jinwoo looked at the 4 other people in the room. They would be his team. Hana sat with perfect posture, her medical bag already packed at her feet. She had served in 3 conflict zones and never lost a patient. Minho was checking his equipment list for the 10th time. The big man was their weapons specialist and could carry loads that would break normal soldiers. Yuna was studying the alien species files on her tablet, her tactical mind already working on strategies. Taiyang was taking apart and rebuilding a radio, just to keep his hands busy. The engineer could fix anything with whatever materials he found. We leave in 6 hours, the general said. The trials take place on orbital station Kefmar. You will face champions from 47 different species. Intelligence says the favorites are the Velkari and the Thornids. Hana raised her hand. What do we know about them? The general pulled up images. The Velkari looked like giant cats that walked on 2 legs. They had claws like knives and moved faster than human eyes could track. The Thornids were beings made of crystal, living rocks that could survive in the vacuum of space. We are not favorites, Yuna said quietly. Are we? The general shook his head. The bookmakers are giving you 1,000 to 1 odds. Most aliens think humans will lose in the first round. Minho grinned. Good. Let them underestimate us. The transport ship that took them to the station was bigger than any building Jinwoo had ever seen. Inside, they met champions from other worlds. There were beings with 6 arms, beings that floated instead of walked, beings covered in metal scales. All of them looked at the humans with curiosity or amusement. A tall alien with purple skin and 4 eyes approached them. You are the humans? From the New World? His voice came through a translation device on his chest. Yes, Jinwoo said. I am Captain Jinwoo. This is my team. The alien tilted his head. I am Rathkin of the Sovereign Fleet. I have seen your biological data. Your strength is average. Your speed is below average. Your durability is uncertain. He made a sound that might have been laughter. Why did your people send you? Taeyang smiled. Because we are good at not giving up. Rathkin walked away, still making that laughing sound. The station was a massive ring that spun to create artificial gravity. The humans were given quarters in the lower levels, far from the luxury suites where the favorite champion stayed. Their rooms were small and cold. They really do not think much of us, Hana said, setting up her medical equipment in the corner. Let them think that, Jinwoo replied. We will show them what we can do. The opening ceremony was held in a huge arena. Thousands of aliens filled the seats. The humans walked out with the other champions, and the crowd barely noticed them. All eyes were on the Velkari champion, a massive warrior named Krath Nor. He roared and the crowd roared back. The Thornid champion reflected the arena lights like a living diamond. An alien that looked like a giant centipede floated above the arena. I am Velmuth, Archon of these trials. Champions, you compete for the honor of your species. You compete for power in the council. You compete for glory. Velmuth's many eyes swept across the competitors. When his gaze reached the humans, he paused. The humans are our newest members. Let us see if Deathworld evolution has made them worthy. The crowd laughed. Jinwoo heard the word Deathworld repeated in multiple alien languages. He did not know what it meant. Yuna leaned close. I think it means our planet is more dangerous than theirs. The first trial begins tomorrow, Velmuth announced. Physical aptitude tests. Strength, speed, endurance. Prepare yourselves. Back in their quarters, the team ate their rations and planned. They had watched videos of previous trials. The tests were brutal. Champions had died in past games. We need to pace ourselves, Yuna said. Save energy for later rounds. We need to show them we belong here, Minho countered. Go hard from the start. Jinwoo thought about it. We do our best. Nothing more, nothing less. We do not show off, but we do not hold back either. We compete like we always have. Hana checked everyone's vital signs and declared them fit. Taeyang made sure all their equipment worked. They tried to sleep, but excitement kept them awake. The next morning, they walked to the first testing arena. Thousands of aliens watched from above. The humans stretched and warmed up. Around them, other champions prepared in different ways. Some meditated, some ate strange foods, some injected themselves with chemicals. The first test was simple: lift the weight. A machine adjusted the load for each species' home gravity and body type. One by one, champions stepped forward and lifted. Some succeeded. Some failed. The crowd cheered or groaned. When Jinwoo's turn came, he approached the machine. The weight adjusted. He gripped the bar, set his feet, and lifted. It was heavy, very heavy. His muscles burned. But he had lifted heavy things before. He locked his knees and held the weight until the timer ended. The crowd was silent. Then Velmoth announced, "Pass average performance, average." Jinwoo smiled. Average was good enough. His team all passed the test. Hana surprised the aliens by lifting more than her small frame suggested. Minho lifted near the top of all competitors. Taeyang and Yuna both passed comfortably. The second test was reaction speed. Lights flashed and champions had to touch them. The Valkyrie were impossibly fast. The humans were slower but still passed. The third test was endurance running. They had to run until they could not run anymore. This test eliminated many champions. The gravity was set high, higher than most species could handle for long. But it was normal Earth gravity. Jinwoo ran. His team ran beside him. Other champions fell away, exhausted or injured. The humans kept running. Their breathing was steady. Their pace never changed. After an hour, only 12 champions were still running. After 2 hours, only 6. The humans were all still going. Finally, Velmoth stopped the test. Enough, the humans pass. Outstanding endurance, the crowd was no longer laughing. They were watching the humans with new eyes. Eyes that held questions. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of fear. Jinwoo and his team walked off the track. They were tired but not broken. Around them, alien medics rushed to help other champions who had collapsed. Hana took out her water bottle and drank. That was a good warm-up. The aliens nearby stopped what they were doing and stared at her. Warm-up? One of them repeated the word like he could not believe it. Jinwoo smiled. The games had just begun and already the galaxy was learning something about humans. They did not know how to quit. The medical bay was full of champions recovering from the first day of trials. Valkyrie warriors lay in regeneration pods, their bodies healing from muscle tears. Thornid competitors sat in charge chambers, absorbing energy to repair cracks in their crystalline structures. A floating species called the Drevnash breathed special gases to restore their depleted cores. The humans sat on regular benches in the corner, drinking water and eating protein bars. A tall alien doctor approached them. She had 3 arms and silver skin that shimmered under the lights. "You are the human team?" she asked, her voice filtering through a translator. "I am Dr. Seftara. I need to examine you after the endurance trial." Hana stood up. "We feel fine, but you can check us if you want." Dr. Seftara scanned each human with a handheld device. Her large eyes grew wider with each reading. "This cannot be correct. You ran for 2 hours in heavy gravity. Your muscle tissue should show severe damage. Your energy reserves should be nearly empty." "We are tired," Minho admitted, rolling his shoulders. "But nothing hurts." "Nothing hurts?" The doctor's third arm gestured wildly. "How?" "I see minor inflammation in your leg muscles. I see your glycogen levels are low. But you have no tears, no breaks, no damage requiring intervention." Jinwoo shrugged. "We train for this kind of thing. Our bodies are used to it." Dr. Seftara made notes on her tablet. "How long until you are recovered for tomorrow's trials?" "We will sleep tonight and eat a good breakfast," Yuna said. "We will be ready. Sleep? Just sleep?" The doctor looked at her tablet, then at the humans, then back at her tablet. "You do not need cellular regeneration? No chemical supplements? No stasis rest?" "No," Hana said. "Do we need those things?" Dr. Seftara was quiet for a long moment. "Every other species needs medical intervention after intense physical stress. You are saying humans simply recover naturally?" "Yes," Taeyang said. "Is that strange?" The doctor walked away without answering, but Jinwoo saw her talking urgently to other medical staff. They kept looking at the humans with confused expressions. That evening, the humans were invited to a meal with some of the other champions. It was meant to be a social event. a chance for warriors to meet and talk before the serious competition began. The dining hall was huge, with foods from dozens of worlds laid out on long tables. Rathkin, the purple alien they had met before, sat with them. "You surprised many today," he said. "The endurance trial is usually where smaller species fail. You not only passed, you excelled." "Thank you," Jinwoo said, trying some kind of blue vegetable that tasted like mushrooms. A Velkari warrior leaned over from the next table. His name was Threknor, brother to the champion Krathnor. "Your stamina is impressive for primates, but tomorrow's trials will test more than running. You will face real challenges." "We look forward to it," Hana said calmly. Threknor's ears flattened against his head. It might have been their version of a smile. "You have courage. That is good. You will need it." After dinner, Jinwoo noticed something odd. Many of the other champions were heading to medical suites or private chambers. "Where are they going?" he asked Rathkin. "To receive their evening treatments," Rathkin explained. "Stasis rest, nutrient infusions, muscle therapy. Standard procedure between trial days." "Do you need those treatments?" Yuna asked. Rathkin nodded. "Of course. Without them, the damage from today would worsen overnight. My people require 6 hours of regeneration therapy after intense exercise. Most species need similar care." The humans looked at each other. None of them had considered this normal. "What about you?" Rathkin asked. "When is your regeneration session scheduled?" "We do not have one," Minho said. Rathkin's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "You are joking?" "No," Jinwoo said. "We will just sleep in our quarters. But the damage, the fatigue, the cellular stress will heal on its own." Hana finished. "Human bodies do that automatically." Rathkin stood up quickly and left the table. Through the dining hall windows, Jinwoo saw him talking to a group of officials, gesturing toward the humans. The next morning, Jinwoo woke up feeling good. His legs were a little sore, but that was normal after hard exercise. The soreness would fade during the day. He did some light stretching and felt ready for whatever came next. His team met in the common area for breakfast. They all looked rested and alert. Taeyang was even humming a song while he ate. An official arrived to escort them to the trial grounds. He was a small, round alien with fur covering his body. "I am Registrar Plekton. I need to verify your medical status before you compete today." "We are ready," Jinwoo said. "You received no regeneration therapy? No chemical assistance? No stasis rest?" "No," Plekton made a worried sound. "I must warn you that competing with accumulated damage is dangerous. If you are injured today, the combined stress could cause permanent harm." Hana pulled out a small device and scanned herself. "My vitals are all normal. Heart rate, blood pressure, muscle function, all within healthy ranges." She scanned the others. Same for the whole team. Plekton looked at the readings and his fur stood on end. "This should not be possible. You should still be recovering." "We are recovered," Yuna said simply. The second day of trials was focused on problem solving and adaptability. Champions faced obstacle courses that changed randomly. They had to think fast and adjust their strategies on the move. Jinwoo went first from his team. The course began with a wall that was too high to climb normally. He ran at it, jumped, caught a small ledge with his fingers, and pulled himself up. The next obstacle was a maze that shifted every few seconds. He moved through it by sound, listening for the walls moving before they blocked his path. Other champions used their natural abilities. The floating Drevnash simply flew over obstacles. The Thornids smashed through walls with their crystal bodies. But the humans adapted using tools and intelligence. When Taeyang faced a pit too wide to jump, he quickly built a bridge from loose materials scattered around the course. The judges seemed impressed, but also puzzled. After Yuna completed her run using nothing but clever thinking and normal human abilities, Velmoth called the humans to a private meeting. "Your performance continues to exceed expectations," the Archon said. His centipede body coiled on itself. "But I am concerned. Your biological data shows you come from what we classify as a Class 12 death world, yet you claim to need no special medical care. You claim your injuries heal naturally. You claim these trials are not significantly difficult for you." "They are difficult," Jinwoo corrected, "but we trained for difficult things. Captain, I have lived for 400 galactic cycles. I have overseen 12 of these trials. Never have I seen a species perform at your level while receiving zero medical intervention. The Velkari are receiving constant cellular repair. The Thornids recharge their energy matrices 4 times per day. Even the mighty Krenvar, who are favorites to win, spend 6 hours in stasis after each trial day. But you, he gestured with several legs, you eat food, drink water, and sleep. That is all. That is all we need, Hana said. Velmoth was silent. Then he said something that chilled the air. Dr. Seftara ran a full biological analysis on your team. She discovered that your bodies are constantly fighting microscopic organisms, bacteria and viruses that would kill most species in days. Your immune systems wage war every moment of every day, and you do not even notice. Everyone has an immune system, Minho said. Not like yours. Most species have defenses against their homeworld's specific threats. But Earth has millions of different microbes, all competing, all evolving, all attacking. Your bodies develop to fight them all. Automatically, without conscious thought. You live in a biological war zone and call it normal. The humans did not know what to say to that. Velmoth uncoiled and moved closer. I begin to understand why they call your world a death world, and I begin to suspect these trials might not test your limits at all. He was right, but none of them knew just how right until the wilderness trial began. The wilderness trial took place on a moon called Corvesh. It had thin air that burned the lungs, plants with poisonous thorns, and predators that hunted in packs. The temperature dropped to freezing at night and climbed to dangerous heat during the day. Perfect conditions to test survival skills. The rules were simple. Travel 100 kilometers across varied terrain. Hunt or gather food. Reach the extraction point. Time limit, 5 days. 47 champions entered the trial. Each team was dropped at a different point on the moon's surface. The humans landed in a rocky valley with purple moss covering the stones. The air tasted metallic and thin. Oxygen level is about 70% of Earth normal, Hana said, checking her scanner. We can breathe it, but we will tire faster. Like exercising at high altitude, Jinwoo said. We have trained for this too. They checked their gear. Each team was given basic supplies. Water purifiers, a medical kit, one knife, and emergency beacons in case they needed rescue. Using the beacon meant failure. Yuna studied the terrain map on her tablet. The extraction point is northeast. The direct route goes through a mountain pass. The longer route follows the valleys. What do you recommend? Jinwoo asked. The valleys. The mountain pass might seem faster. But in this thin air, climbing would exhaust us. The valley route is longer but easier. Then we take the valleys, Jinwoo decided. Let us move. They started walking. The rocky ground was uneven and sharp. The purple moss was slippery. But they maintained a steady pace, not fast but not slow either. Just consistent. Above them, drones recorded everything for the audience back at the station. Millions of aliens watched screens showing all 47 teams. The favorites were already performing impressively. Krathnor, the Velkari champion, had sprinted 10 kilometers in the first hour. The Thornid team had simply walked through a cliff face instead of going around it. The humans just kept walking. By the end of day 1, they had covered 30 kilometers. Not the fastest pace, but solid progress. They found a cave for shelter and used their water purifier on a nearby stream. Taeyang built a small fire using rocks that sparked when struck together. We need food, Minho said. The rations they gave us will not last 5 days. Jinwoo nodded. Tomorrow we hunt while we walk. Hana, what does the scanner say about local life? Hana checked. There are small creatures in the area. 6-legged, about the size of rabbits. The scanner detects mild toxins in their tissue, but nothing that registers as immediately lethal. Mild toxins, Yuna repeated. That could still make us sick. Or it might just taste bad, Minho said. We have eaten worse things in survival training. They took turns keeping watch during the night. When Jinwoo's watch came, he looked up at the alien stars and thought about home. Earth was so far away now. His family did not even know he had left the planet. This mission was classified at the highest level. Morning came with the rise of 2 small suns. The temperature climbed quickly. The humans drank water, ate a small ration, and started walking again. After 2 hours, Minho spotted one of the 6-legged creatures. He threw a rock with perfect accuracy and killed it instantly. Taeyang prepared the animal. The toxins are concentrated in the organs. If we avoid those and cook the meat well, we should be safe. They cooked and ate. The meat was tough and tasted bitter, but it was food. Their bodies would handle the rest. Up on the station, Dr. Seftara watched the humans eat potentially poisonous meat and made urgent notes. She pulled up their biological data again. Human livers were remarkably efficient at filtering toxins. Human digestive systems could break down a wide variety of foods. They had clearly evolved eating many different things, not all of them safe. They are eating toxic meat, she said to Velmoth, who was watching the screens. Will it harm them? The Archon asked. I do not know, it should, but I thought the endurance trial should have crippled them too. I am learning not to predict what humans can survive. On the moon, the humans continued walking. Day 2 passed. Then day 3. Other champions began to struggle. The Velkari champion, who had sprinted so fast at the start, collapsed on the second day. He had burned through all his energy and could not recover without medical help. His emergency beacon activated. A team of floating Drevnash gave up on day 3. The thin atmosphere did not have the right gases for them to stay alert. They began making mistakes and decided rescue was better than injury. The Thornids were still going strong, but even they rested for hours between periods of travel. Their energy matrices needed time to recharge from their home star through the solar radiation here. The humans just kept walking. Do they ever stop? One commentator asked on the broadcast. They stop to sleep, another replied. But only for 6 hours. Then they continue. No rest periods? No recovery time? None. They simply maintain the same pace day after day. Jinwoo's team reached the 50-kilometer mark on the morning of day 3. They were right on schedule. Hana had a small cut on her hand from a sharp plant. She cleaned it with water, wrapped it with a bandage from the medical kit, and kept walking. By evening, the cut was red and swollen, infected. It will be fine, Hana said when Yuna noticed. You should use the antibiotics in the kit, Yuna insisted. Not yet. I want to save them in case someone gets a worse infection. This is minor. My body will fight it. The aliens watching could not believe what they were hearing. A minor infection could become a major infection quickly. But Hana just wrapped the wound tighter and continued. On day 4, a massive storm hit the region. Winds howled and strange purple rain fell from the sky. Many teams huddled in whatever shelter they could find and waited it out. The storm lasted 8 hours. The humans put on the waterproof gear from their kits and kept walking. The rain was acidic enough to sting exposed skin, but not enough to cause serious burns. They wrapped cloth around their faces and pushed through the wind. This is like that training exercise in Scotland, Minho shouted over the storm. Except that rain was cold, Taeyang shouted back. This is actually warmer. They laughed and kept moving. Dr. Seftara watched them march through the storm and felt something close to fear. These beings did not stop. Weather did not stop them. Injury did not stop them. Poison did not stop them. They just kept going forward. On day 5, the humans reached the 75-kilometer mark. They could see the extraction point in the distance. Hana's infected hand was worse now, the swelling spreading up her arm. She finally took the antibiotics. Should have done that on day 3, Jinwoo said. Probably, Hana admitted, but I wanted to see if my body could handle it alone. Could it? Almost. Another day and the infection would have cleared naturally. But we are close to the end now, so I will use the medicine. Aliens listening to this conversation through the drone microphones could not understand. She had let an infection grow for 2 days just to see if her body would fight it off, and she believed it would have worked. They reached the extraction point on the evening of day 5. 12 other teams were already there, exhausted and relieved. The humans walked in looking tired but strong. They were not the first to arrive, but they had never stopped moving. Not once. Krathnor was there, having been rescued and brought to the extraction point after his collapse. He watched the humans approach and his ears went flat against his head. You walked the entire way, he said. It was not a question. Yes, Jinwoo replied. In the storm? Yes, while injured and infected? Yes. Krathnor looked at the other alien champions, then back at the humans. What are you? Yuna smiled. We are just humans. This is normal for us, but nothing about humans was normal. The galaxy was beginning to understand that. And they were beginning to be afraid of what it meant. The final trials were next. Combat trials. And if the humans were this relentless in survival, what would they be like when the fight was real? The combat arena was built from materials stronger than steel. The floor was covered in sand to absorb blood. Medical teams waited at every entrance with emergency equipment. The rules were clear. Fight until your opponent surrenders, becomes unconscious, or cannot continue. Killing was forbidden, but injuries were expected. Jinwoo stood in the preparation room with his team. They could hear the crowd through the walls, thousands of aliens cheering and waiting for the fights to begin. This was what everyone had come to see. The survival trials had been impressive, but combat would show who the true warriors were. The brackets are posted, Yuna said, looking at her tablet. Minho, you fight first against a Krenvar heavy. Hana, you face a Thornid medic in the specialized combat category. Taiyang, you have a Drevnash engineer. Jinwoo? Let me guess, Jinwoo said. Krathner? Yuna nodded. He requested you specifically. Of course he did. The Velkari champion had been embarrassed by his collapse during the survival trial. He needed to prove himself, and beating the human leader would restore his honor. I am ready, Jinwoo said. Velmoth's voice echoed through the arena. The combat trials begin. First match, Minho of Earth versus Krektar of Krenva. Minho walked into the arena. The crowd roared. His opponent was already there, a massive being covered in armored plates. Krektar stood 3 meters tall and probably weighed 4 times what Minho did. The Krenvar were known as the galaxy's best heavy infantry. Their bodies were living tanks. The starting bell rang. Krektar charged forward like a boulder rolling downhill. Minho did not try to match his strength. Instead, he moved sideways, fast and low. The big alien crashed past him, and Minho struck the back of Krektar's knee joint where the armor was thinner. Krektar roared and spun. He was fast for something so large. His armored fist came down like a hammer. Minho rolled away just in time. The sand exploded where the fist hit. This pattern continued. Krektar would attack with overwhelming force. Minho would evade and strike at weak points. The human was smaller, but he was faster. More importantly, he never got frustrated. Every movement was controlled and purposeful. After 10 minutes, Krektar was breathing hard. His armor was cracked in several places. Minho had a bruised shoulder where one glancing blow had caught him, but he moved like it did not hurt at all. Why do you not slow down? Krektar asked, gasping for air. I have hit you. You should be weakening. I have been hit harder in training, Minho said. It was true. Humans trained against each other, and humans did not know when to quit. Krektar charged again, determined to end this. But he was tired and sloppy. Minho caught his arm, used the alien's own momentum, and threw him. The massive Krenvar hit the ground hard enough to shake the arena. He did not get up. The crowd was silent with shock. Then they erupted into noise. A human had defeated a Krenvar in combat. It should not have been possible. Hana's fight came next. The Thornid medic was named Shelra, and she was a living crystal being who could survive almost any damage. The specialized combat category allowed the use of medical skills during the fight. It was meant to test combat medics who needed to treat wounds while defending themselves. Shallara did not think she could lose. Humans were soft flesh. She was living stone. The fight began, and she immediately realized her mistake. Hana did not try to shatter the crystal. Instead, she used techniques designed to control and redirect force. When Shallara punched, Hana guided the fist past her. When Shallara tried to grab, Hana slipped away like water. Meanwhile, Hana had filled the arena with medical supplies from her kit. Bandages on the ground became trip hazards. Antiseptic spray went into Shalra's sensory nodes, disrupting her ability to sense vibrations. Hana turned healing tools into tactical advantages. Then Hana did something unexpected. She pretended to be injured, limping and holding her side. Shallara, being a medic, instinctively moved to help. It was a trap. Hana struck at the Thornid's core structure with a hammer blow of her palm, using a point strike technique that sent cracks, spider-webbing through the crystal. Shallara collapsed, too damaged to continue. She would heal, but she had lost. The crowd could not believe it. 2 fights, 2 human victories, against species that should have had overwhelming advantages. Taeyang fought next. His opponent, a floating Drevnash named Velkith, could fly and shoot electrical charges. Taeyang could not fly and had no special powers. But he had his engineer's mind. The arena for their fight was filled with scrap materials, tools, and mechanical parts. It was meant to test who could build better weapons during combat. Velkith built an energy weapon and started shooting. Taeyang built a shield first, then a launcher that threw metal scraps. The Drevnash had more firepower, but Taeyang had better strategy. He built traps, created diversions, and turned the arena itself into a weapon. When Velkith flew low to get a better shot, Taeyang's trap triggered. Chains launched from the ground and tangled the floating alien. Before Velkith could break free, Taeyang had constructed a cage around him. I yield, Velkith said. There was respect in his voice. 3 fights, 3 human victories. Then it was Jinwoo's turn. He walked into the arena and Krathnor was waiting. The Valkyrie champion looked magnificent, his fur shining under the lights, his claws extended and razor sharp. He was made for this. His species had evolved as apex predators. "I will restore my honor today," Krathnor said. "No more games. No more tricks. Just combat." "Agreed," Jinwoo said. The bell rang. Krathnor attacked with incredible speed. His claws slashed across Jinwoo's shoulder, cutting through the combat suit and into flesh. Blood flowed. The crowd gasped. First blood to the Valkyrie. But Jinwoo did not retreat. He adjusted his stance and kept fighting. Krathnor struck again, his claws raking across Jinwoo's arm. More blood. The alien medics prepared to intervene, thinking the fight would end soon. No one could keep fighting with those injuries. But Jinwoo did not stop. He moved differently now. His eyes locked onto Krathnor with a focus that seemed to pierce through the alien. Every attack Krathnor made, Jinwoo blocked or dodged a little better than before. He was learning, adapting, even while bleeding. Krathnor began to feel something he had never felt in combat before. Not fear of losing, fear of his opponent. Because the human was hurt, bleeding from multiple wounds, and he was not slowing down at all. "Why do you not fall?" Krathnor demanded, striking again. "Because I am not done yet," Jinwoo replied. Something changed in the human's body chemistry. His heart rate increased. His pupils dilated. His muscles tensed in a way they had not before. The aliens watching did not know what they were seeing. The humans called it adrenaline, the body's emergency response to danger. Jinwoo's next movement was faster than before, stronger. When Krathnor attacked again, Jinwoo caught his arm. The grip was like steel. Krathnor tried to pull away and could not. Then Jinwoo struck. He used his whole body, every muscle working together in perfect coordination. His fist hit Krathnor's center mass with enough force to crack ribs. The Valkyrie gasped and staggered. Jinwoo did not stop. He moved like a machine now, each strike precise and devastating. Krathnor tried to defend, but the human was everywhere at once. Block high, strike low, feint left, attack right. Every move flowing into the next without pause or hesitation. In 17 seconds it was over. Krathnor was on the ground, his arm broken, his breathing labored. He looked up at Jinwoo with wide eyes. The human stood over him, bleeding from multiple wounds, his eyes still locked on target with that terrifying focus. "I yield," Krathnor whispered. The arena was completely silent, not a sound from thousands of aliens. They had just witnessed something that would change their understanding of humans forever. Jinwoo's team rushed to him. Hana immediately began treating his wounds, but even she was surprised. "These cuts are deep. You should have been weakened." "I was," Jinwoo said. "But the fight was not over, so I kept going." Dr. Seftara examined him after the match. The adrenaline was fading now, and Jinwoo felt the pain of his injuries properly for the first time. It hurt. It hurt a lot. "Your body released massive amounts of hormones during the fight," the doctor said, her 3 arms working scanners over him. "Adrenaline, cortisol, endorphins. Your pain reception was suppressed. Your strength increased. Your focus narrowed to only your target. This is a survival mechanism. It helps when we really need it," Jinwoo said, wincing as Hana stitched a particularly deep cut. "Helps?" Dr. Seftara made a sound of disbelief. "You fought with serious injuries as if they did not exist. This ability alone makes humans dangerous beyond measure." Yuna had won her fight too, using tactical thinking to outmaneuver a stronger opponent. All 5 humans had won their combat trials. The galaxy watched and finally understood. Humans were not the strongest, not the fastest, not the toughest. But they had something more frightening than any of those things. They simply refused to stop. The council chambers had existed for over 10,000 galactic cycles. Walls of living crystal recorded every important decision in glowing script. Representatives from 47 species sat in a vast circle. And in the center, Felmoth presented his final report on the tricentennial combat trials. "The results are unprecedented," the Archon said, his voice filling the chamber. "In the history of these trials, no new species has ever advanced past the 3rd round. Earth's team not only advanced, they won their entire bracket. Captain Jinwoo and his team will represent humanity on the military command board." Silence filled the chamber. It was not a comfortable silence. It was the silence of beings who had just learned something that changed everything they thought they knew. How? Asked Kelshin, the crystalline representative of the Thornid species. Our champion Shalra is one of the finest warriors. She has won tournaments across 3 sectors. The human defeated her with medical supplies and trickery. Not trickery, Shalra herself said from the observer's gallery. Strategy. I was overconfident. I thought my physical advantages were enough. I did not expect such tactical thinking combined with such determination. She paused. The human Hana fought while injured and never showed weakness. She turned every disadvantage into an advantage. I learned something important that day. And what is that? Kelshin asked. That physical strength means nothing if your opponent never surrenders. Velmoth activated a display. It showed biological data, planetary information, and combat analysis. The Galactic Council asked me to investigate why humans performed so differently from expectations. What I discovered is both fascinating and frightening. Images of Earth appeared. Blue oceans, green continents, white clouds. It looked beautiful. Then the data started showing. Earth is classified as a Class 12 death world, the highest classification we have. To put this in perspective, the Velkari homeworld, which produces some of our finest predator warriors, is Class 6. The Krenvar armored world is Class 7. Earth is twice as deadly as the most dangerous homeworld of any council species. New images showed Earth's gravity, 1 g of gravitational force. Most species in this council evolved in 0.4 to 0.7 g environments. Humans evolved carrying twice the weight we consider normal. Their bones are denser. Their muscles are stronger relative to their size. Every movement they make is strength training. The next image showed microscopic organisms. Earth's biosphere contains an estimated 1 trillion species of bacteria and viruses, most of them hostile to complex life. Human bodies wage constant biological warfare from birth until death. Their immune systems are military organizations that fight battles every second of every day. They do not notice this. It is normal to them. An alien representative from the Drevnash species floated forward, but surely this makes them fragile. Constantly fighting disease should weaken them? You would think so, Velmoth said. But the opposite is true. Their bodies learn to fight while remaining active. A human can have an infection that would hospitalize any of us and still perform physical labor. They simply continue their activities while their immune system handles the problem. More data appeared. Charts of human endurance, recovery times, injury tolerance. Humans evolved as persistence hunters. They did not kill prey by being faster or stronger. They killed prey by chasing it until the prey died of exhaustion. They can run for hours without stopping. They can go days without sleep. They recover from injuries that should be permanently crippling. Krathnor spoke from the observer's section. His arm was still in a healing cast. I fought the human captain. I wounded him multiple times. Wounds that would have ended any warrior I have ever faced. He did not slow down. In fact, he became more dangerous after being wounded. His body released chemicals that made him stronger and removed his pain. How do you fight an opponent who becomes stronger when injured? Velmoth nodded. The adrenaline response. A survival mechanism that grants temporary superhuman capabilities. Increased strength, reduced pain sensitivity, enhanced focus. Other species have similar responses, but they only activate in extreme danger and only last minutes. Humans can maintain this state for over an hour if necessary. That cannot be healthy, Dr. Seftara said. Such a response must cause damage to the body. It does, Velmoth confirmed. But humans recover from that damage too. They rest, they eat, and within days they are ready to do it again. Their bodies are designed for repeated extreme stress. The council members shifted uncomfortably. Some made sounds of concern in their native languages. The Krenvar representative, a massive armored being named Thokmar, spoke up. I do not fear their physical abilities. We have faced strong opponents before. What concerns me is their psychology. Minho defeated Krektar not through strength but through refusing to give up. Every time my warrior knocked him down, he stood back up. Every time he was hit, he kept fighting. It was like fighting a machine that could not understand the concept of defeat. Exactly, Velmoth said. And this brings me to the most important finding. The humans do not understand their own abilities. They think every species can do what they do. When we expressed shock at their recovery speed, they were confused. When we marveled at their endurance, they said it was normal. They have no idea how exceptional they are. Yuna, Hana, Minho, Taiyang, and Jinwu sat in a waiting room adjacent to the council chambers. They could hear the discussion through speakers. Jinwoo looked at his team. "Did you know Earth was that dangerous?" he asked quietly. "I knew it was harder than other planets," Yuna said, "but I thought maybe a little harder. Not twice as deadly as anywhere else in the galaxy." Hana looked at her hands. "We fight diseases automatically. I thought everyone did that." "Apparently not," Minho said. "Apparently we are terrifying." Inside the council chamber, the decision was being made. The elder council member, a being of pure energy contained in a crystalline shell, spoke. Her voice resonated through everyone present. "Captain Jinwoo, please enter." Jinwoo stood and walked into the chamber. The weight of thousands of years of history pressed down on him. Every important alien species in the known galaxy was watching. "Captain," the elder said, "your team has won the trials fairly. Earth has earned its place on the military command board. But before we grant this officially, I must ask you a question. Your people call what you demonstrated determination. You call your refusal to surrender persistence. You call your ability to fight through pain and injury toughness. What do you call the combination of all these things?" Jinwoo thought about it. He thought about every difficult moment in his life. Every time he wanted to quit but kept going. Every time something hurt but he pushed through. Every time failure seemed certain but he tried anyway. "We call it being human," he said finally. "On Earth we have a saying. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8 times. It means no matter how many times life knocks you down, you get back up one more time. That is what humans do. We get back up." The elder was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Captain, what you call normal is what we call terrifying. Your species does not have the greatest strength in the galaxy. You do not have the fastest speed or the hardest armor. But you have something more dangerous than any of those things. You do not know how to quit. Is that bad?" Jinwoo asked. "That depends," the elder said, "on whether you are humanity's friend or humanity's enemy." The vote was called. Earth would join the Galactic Council with full membership. Earth would have command authority in military decisions. Earth's warriors would be welcome in any conflict where persistence and determination were needed, which, as the Council was learning, was every conflict. After the ceremony, Jinwoo and his team prepared to return to Earth. They would be the first humans to tell their world that they were not alone in the universe. That Earth had a place among the stars. Krathnor approached them before they left. His arm was healing, but he would carry a scar. "Captain Jinwoo, I wanted to say something." "Speak freely," Jinwoo said. "I was wrong about your species. I thought you were weak because you had no special abilities. No claws, no armor, no venom. But I understand now. You do not need those things. You have something better. You have the will to never stop fighting." Jinwoo smiled. "We do not think of ourselves as fighters. We think of ourselves as survivors. We come from a world that tried very hard to kill us. We learned to keep living anyway." "Class 12 Deathworld," Krathnor said. "I looked up what that means. It means planets where nothing should be able to evolve intelligence. Too dangerous, too hostile. Life should stay simple there, just trying to survive. But your species did not just survive. You thrived. You created art, science, civilization, all while your planet actively tried to kill you." "Our planet made us who we are," Hana said. "The challenges made us stronger." Krathnor's ears flattened in his species' version of respect. "The galaxy is going to learn what that means. You humans will change everything. Because you showed us something we had forgotten." "What is that?" Yuna asked. "That the ability to continue when everything says you should stop is the most powerful ability of all." The human team boarded their transport. As they left the station, they looked back at the massive orbital structure. Somewhere in there, 47 alien species were talking about humanity, some with fear,